am recording. Ba ba ba.
I am recording. Ba ba ba.
I am recording. Ba ba ba.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 704th episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Bobby.
With you is Bobby, with joy, because we have now found out that Echo the Dolphin is being remastered. Echo the Dolphin Tides of Time is being remastered, and they're coming out with a brand new Echo the Dolphin game. Yeah, I think in 2026. At least the remasters are happening, I think, in 2026. So I am excited. This is amazing.
Maybe I'll play it.
Yes.
Yeah, and you won't get past
But
the first level.
Is it gonna be good?
Excuse me?
Is Echo the Dolphin all that good?
I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless right now.
Has
It is
Bobby
an
gotten past the first
amazing
level in
game.
Echo the Dolphin?
It is a very hard game. It is very hard. Yes. The creator said that he was worried about people renting it from Blockbuster back in the day and beating it within a weekend. So he made it very hard, and then it became like one of the hardest games to play.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I owned it as a child.
And
I played the first level a lot. There's no like supercheats.com or anything when I was playing Echo the Dolphin.
You had to keep renting it.
But they do have, when you beat each level, they give you a password so that when you go, like, because it was on Sega Genesis and different various systems that didn't have save, obviously. So if you got to a certain level and then you had to turn the system off, you could keep the password and then use that to just get right back to that level that you were at later.
That is really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how hard the game was.
Well, speaking of passwords, Password Master Austin is here.
Wait, what does that have to do with anything? What's my password? What? All because my card got stolen? My card information got stolen? Is that what this is about? Is somebody trying to buy chicken from Canada? Is that what this is about?
That's what you do
Canadian
when
thief.
you steal cards. Yeah.
That's all right. Hey, you know what is cool, though? The Animal Crossing update. I've been playing a bunch of Animal Crossing. I did, unfortunately, have to restart my island because I lost my save data at some point through my Switch transitions. And but I've been enjoying my replay through. And watch this, Steve. Watch what I'm about to do. Join the Slack if you'd like to trade items or meet me on my island. Only on the Slack, though. We can be friends.
For $5, Austin
Give me all your bells.
His island. Well, we do have a show for you guys today. We have literally hours after we released the podcast last week, the Pokemon Company and LEGO decided to officially announce the LEGO stuff, which is funny because the LEGO stuff like leaked. I don't know how that works. I don't know what entails the LEGO leak. I don't know if somebody in the back of like KB Toys is taking pictures of the SKUs.
KB Toys.
That's where you buy Echo the Dolphin. But we know the first couple sets of Lego now, so we'll talk about that. There is a BDSP update, kind of. It's more of a Switch update, but they fixed BDSP. We'll get to that. The London History Museum stuff is starting within about a week of this podcast. We have a bunch of little stuff, TCG Pocket stuff, and then if you are on the premium feed for the longer episodes, our bonus segment will be the Pokemon Center merch trailer. We'll talk about that. So that's our episode for you guys. Not a lot of little news. I don't know. I guess the Lego stuff is pretty big for a lot of people. Not me, but for a lot of people. But again, I think we're not going to get too crazy of things until we get closer to Pokemon Day.
Yeah.
The calm before the storm.
Yes. The Lego thing was pretty big. I have the press release here. I have the Pokemon.com article. It says Based on some of the most iconic Pokemon from the brand's 30th anniversary, the first LEGO Pokemon sets allow fans to build their favorite Pokemon in LEGO brick form when it launches on February 27th. This exciting collab brings together two beloved worlds, where the first three sets see 5 fan favorites, including Pikachu, Eevee, Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise. Celebrating the iconic electric type Pokemon, fans will be able to build in a dynamic battle stance, launching from a open Pokeball, as well as a seated pose with a closed Pokeball. There's I don't also like none of these mention the 2 sets that you can't buy, which is
Yeah.
Right. I thought that was odd that it's not mentioned.
You'd think that'd be like a selling point. Be like, hey, get these and then check out these other ones.
Yeah. There's stuff. Okay, so they announced ultimately 5 things. 3 of them are purchasable. These are 18 plus sets, which here's my I do have some Lego knowledge, but this was not part of my Lego knowledge where they're just like, these are adult sets 18 plus, and I think it's just from what the Slack told me, it's just piece count and difficulty, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, those things don't really mean a whole lot. My son was doing the 12 plus sets when he was like 4. It's not like, but I think there's just a little bit more complexity to them than, say your like average like Lego City set or something, or like just a small set. So
I think these are the only adult sets. I don't like saying adult sets. It makes it sound like we're like going in a back room where only adults are allowed. I believe these are the only adult sets. But hey, that to all the people that say Pokemon are only for kids. There you go, 18 plus, right on the box. Take it or leave it.
Are you claiming these are the only, like, in all of Lego, the only adult sets?
No, these are the only adult Pokemon sets.
Okay, I was gonna say that cannot be true. But
no,
okay, that makes
there
sense.
are plenty.
Yeah, there are plenty scandalous
Millennium
sets that
Falcon.
Lego puts behind the curtain.
Okay.
They're right next to the cigarettes.
Yeah, right. Okay, gotta get out my ID. Luckily, that wasn't stolen.
So the Lego Pokemon Eevee is $60, 587 pieces. It says that it will be available on February 27th. Pre-orders, all these 3 pre-orders are up now. Then it's the
They're
Lego
all
Pokemon.
sold out.
Yes. Well, did they go up? They sold out on PokemonCenter.com. Did they even go up on Lego?
They did.
Lego said pre-order only, or pre-order coming. Sorry.
Oh, did they? I thought. Okay, well, I don't know then, but I do see pre-order option on Lego.com right now for them. And
admittedly, I didn't even look.
Oh, so you can still pre-order. So as of recording right now, it looks like you can still pre-order the Pikachu and Pokeball and the Eevee through Lego.com, and then the Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, it does still say coming soon.
Okay.
So I don't know if that means that the pre-order's already sold out, or if that means that they haven't even listed the pre-order yet.
I don't think they turned that one on.
Okay, they just
yeah. Lego Pokemon Pikachu and Pokeball is $199, 2,050 pieces. Also available on February 27th. And then Lego Pokemon Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, which was the first one to sell out. I did double check this, is $649, and it is 6,838 pieces. And then if you were to pre-order the Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, you would get the badge set for free on both Pokemon Center and Lego.com. I don't know if you can pre-order these anywhere else, but
I don't know.
The Lego.com has the badge set listed as $29.99, but you can't buy. You can't. I think legally they have to put a price on it. So that's
Sure.
how much it would be worth if they sold it separately, would be $30. But yeah, it says at least on the Pokemon.com, it says from January 12th, shoppers will receive a LEGO Pokemon Kanto Region Badge Collection as a gift with purchase for pre-ordering the LEGO Pokemon Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise from PokemonCenter.com in the US, Canada, UK while supplies last.
Wow. So they won't even be available after pre-order, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I talked to some LEGO experts, and they said that it is very rare for them to sell a pre-order bonus separately, but LEGO has at least done it a few times in the past.
Okay.
Okay. That would be cool. I mean, if not, you can just go to eBay and buy it for 5 times as much probably.
Yeah.
Yes. And then there was one other set that they don't really talk about, but this one is exclusive to Lego.com, which is the mini Pokemon Center. And you need to use your Lego points to buy that.
Yes, your Lego Insiders rewards points
Which,
for that one.
again, talking to a Lego expert, it seems like you have to spend about $400 to have enough points to then get the Pokemon Center.
Really?
That's what I was told.
That's very possible.
I don't know what the the dollar to Lego point
The
conversion
conversion.
is, but I was told about $400 would get you 2,500 points, which is how much it would be.
Well, if you
Okay.
were able to pre-order the first partner Pokemon set, that would probably give you enough points. If that's how
Yeah,
that works.
I'm not sure how the point system works. So I was looking at this earlier. I don't collect Legos myself, but my kids do. So like for Christmas, we bought the kids Lego sets and we bought them some other stuff beforehand. And it turns out that like I have enough points to get this mini Pokemon Center.
Oh.
I just didn't realize it because like I didn't know that, there were points racking up on this like Lego rewards system or whatever that we were doing when buying points. But I think you have to use the points within a certain period of time. And so like for
Or then
instance,
they
like
expire.
they do.
This is like the
They do
McDonald's thing.
within like a few months. They
Yeah,
do.
That's messed up.
your McDonald's points can expire if you don't use them on like a Big Mac.
Yeah. So we have until like March to use these points, which is perfect timing because it's like the points can't be redeemed until February 27th for this mini Pokemon Center. But yeah, you do have a certain time period. So if you do buy Legos and are on the reward program and didn't realize that, just go check your account because they do expire and they don't stick around for a really long time.
It also says that this is an 18 plus building. Just keep that in mind. So Bobby, I'm sorry, your kids cannot possibly build this very complex 233 piece mini Pokemon Center.
Have you seen the mini Pokemon Center? Like, do you see the pictures of it
Yeah, I'm
in
looking
the
at it right
inside
now.
and out?
It
It's
looks like
very
the easiest build in the entire
It
world.
doesn't
Yeah.
look hard.
no, it's not a whole lot to it.
That's why I thought the 18 plus thing was really funny.
Yeah. Honestly, like I think my favorite of these sets is the gym badges, which I'm assuming a lot of people probably really like the gym badges, and that's what they were counting on for the being in addition to the first partner set. But yeah, it's a bummer that that's not going to be or most likely not going to be for sale.
Just pre-order you're not getting the Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise?
No,
That's the best one.
it is the best one. Can I just say the Pikachu is the worst one?
Yeah, I don't love its face.
Yeah.
I like that it's coming out of the Pokeball though. I think that part is cool.
Mhm.
I like when the Lego sets have like more to it than just here's the thing. I like when there's a little bit of environment. I know it's not much, but the Pokeball is a nice touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Bobby said that kids are into Legos.
Yeah.
Austin, are you a Lego collector?
I've bought a few. The last one I built was like the piranha plant that they did
Oh,
for the
yeah.
Mario collab, but
Nice.
I don't have a whole lot of them, no.
And none of these convince you?
I mean, I do like the starter trio, but I don't know for that price. But
Yeah,
also, that is a leg. That's just Legos. That's how that's how Lego is.
Yeah.
So.
see, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't, because so all the stuff that my kids play with are pretty much all Lego City,
Okay.
which is not like collab. It's not a collab with like any outside company, right?
Mhm.
And so there'll be like $300 sets or like maybe up to like a $200 set, and then if it's discontinued, you can go and look, and then the prices skyrocket for people who have them and are selling them secondhand. But I've never bought like a Star Wars set or like a Zelda or Mario or any of those, and so when I saw that first partner price of 650, I just didn't realize that the like regular MSRP Lego sets can get that high. But Steve, you had put out an infographic the other day about like the comparison to Star Wars.
I did.
And, they do get that high in price.
I sometimes when I'm making stuff, I think like, oh, this is gonna be a banger. Like people are gonna share this, people are gonna comment on this, and obviously that's how social media works. Like the more people are commenting or arguing back and forth, the more it pushes your post. So I was like, I said at some point whenever they initially announced Lego, and I still feel the same way. I just don't care. I just don't care about Lego. Like I realized when I was like in my early 20s and I was living on my own, paying my own bills, working at Panera Bread and wherever else I was working. I was very into like Pokemon and I was very into whatever else, and Lego was a thing I grew up with as a kid, but was like when I was an adult, I was like, I can't. I have too many hobbies right now. I'm spending too much money. We're just not going to buy Legos. And then I stuck with that, and I closed that book on my childhood. Like I grew up with Legos. I think Simpsons Legos were like one of the things I was like possibly very into when they was announced.
I didn't know
like
they did a Simpsons.
I have no idea.
Collaboration.
Oh, that was like 15 years ago.
Okay, got it.
I'm sure they still make them, but
they probably don't, and they're probably like again 10 times the price on eBay
like
right
super
now if you want
collector
them.
Bart Simpson figure. Yeah.
So I was like, I guess I'll just make a graphic, because when they announced it, I heard what you guys said, like, oh my gosh, I didn't know Legos could get up to $650, and a lot of people complaining that like it was like two sides that I was seeing. It was people saying like, oh my gosh, this is overpriced. I can't believe Pokemon would do this. To then other people saying like Legos have always been expensive. To other people saying like, I didn't know Legos could be this expensive. To other people saying like, I would rather get other Lego sets. So like I knew that if I made like a little graphic, it would be a banger. And so I'm working on this graphic, and I was like, well, Legos, Pokemon's a huge brand. I'll compare it to Star Wars, which is also like a huge brand. And Star Wars exactly has a $60 piece, a $200 piece, and a $649 piece. Perfect, because that lines up with the 3 Pokemon pieces. And I'm making this graphic to put on social media, and I'm thinking, I hate this graphic. I think it's really ugly. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the colors I use. But at a certain point, I was like, I don't care. I don't care about Lego. I put too much time into this graphic. I hate the way it looks. I could probably design a better graphic, but I just really do not care about Lego. And people are going to argue about this for like 48 hours, and then no one's ever going to remember this graphic again. So I put it out. And of course, I have to mute my Twitter. I have to like I have to like switch Instagram to like follow only comments, because there were just so many people arguing about this stuff, and it worked. Like it got a lot of shares and everything, and like that was fun. But I don't care about Lego, but what I also don't care about even more is people arguing about Lego. And what was crazy about it too is like I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable about Pokemon since I have to talk about it for a living, and I play Pokemon for a living, right? I've been doing this show for like 15 years. But I didn't have like a knowledge base for Lego, so like people would be like, "Well, all the Pokemon sets are bad, or they don't count, or they're not worth it because like they don't have minifigs." And I was like, "I don't even know what a minifig is." And now I do know what a minifig is now. I do know. But I was like, that's a weird like point to be like, oh well, because the Star Wars has 2 minifigs, that makes the $649 worth it. I was like,
those minifigs can go for some money down the road too.
But
though.
when you
That's
say
the
that, it
thing.
just sounds like it's worth it only because the minifigs are monetarily worth it.
Well, no, I mean there's also an exclusivity to the fact that like you can't rebuild the minifig, right? Like if the minifig is a specific minifig that's looks a certain way, then no matter how many Legos I have, I can't rebuild the minifig, right? Like technically you could probably rebuild most of like a set just based on having Lego pieces from various sets. But you can't rebuild that specific minifig that came with a set if it doesn't ever come with another set.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I think, Bobby, you might know the answer to this one. But they have like a line, maybe it's not entirely, but like the bonsai tree and stuff, that just uses like extra pieces. Like the frogs, I know is like the leaves are made out of like pink frogs or something. So I think they
No
sell
idea.
box sets of like, these are just extra pieces that we use to build something. This could be wrong, but I know that there are sets that just use random thing like frogs for leaves.
Maybe. Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean,
I can see that's the minifig benefit, I guess.
Yeah. We have 3 like non-Lego experts on talking about this right now, but I will say what I do know is there's a lot of sets where there's like 1 or 2 pieces that aren't from other sets, right? So then
Sure.
if you wanted to build an entirely different set, you can't just use various pieces from other sets because there'll be like a couple pieces where it's like, oh, it's only in that set, or it is harder to come by. But the minifigs, yeah, the minifigs are a really big deal, which Steve, you've now learned.
Yeah. So real quick, the comparison here is for $60, you can get 587 pieces of Lego Eevee or 412 pieces of some Star Wars vehicle. I don't know what it is. Another thing is I don't really care about Star Wars, so yes.
Comments are going to be lit up with people who are not happy with us. Star Wars fans,
I don't hate
Lego
Star
fans.
Wars. I just don't care. I can only care about so many franchises. For $200, you get 2,050 pieces of Lego Pikachu or 1,513 pieces of I think it's the AT-AT Walker. And then for $649, you get 6,838 pieces of the Kanto Trio or 5,374 pieces of the I knew what it was because people kept saying it. The Reminator. I don't remember what it's called.
The Millennium Falcon?
No, it's not the Millennium Falcon. That was
okay.
Like $800, I think. And then the Star Destroyer was like 1,000. The Death Star. I don't know what this red ship is called. I can't remember. The Venator. The Ventor. Something like that. I don't know. I can't. I'm looking at these comments again. I'm getting angry. So that in itself opened up another discussion of people either saying Pokemon is still a ripoff, or Star Wars is a ripoff, or they're. I believe that Pokemon tax is a real thing.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say I believe. Pokemon tax is a real thing. But then there was the arguments of, well, the Pokemon stuff is reasonably priced because if you do the dollar amount per pieces, it's about 10 cents a piece, which is apparently the standard Lego price. Although then there was arguments of like, well, some of the pieces are weirdly shaped or too small, or that's why the piece count is so high, or these pieces aren't used in other sets, what Bobby mentioned earlier. And then of course the Star Wars people were, or I don't even know if they were Star Wars people, but some people were just like, the Star Wars stuff is always the more expensive one, so this is not a fair comparison, which I don't know if I believe that. Like, they're both branded deals.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is a fair comparison.
That's why it's a fair comparison.
And
I
also,
think
like, Disney tax is a real thing. And then people were arguing that Disney tax is way higher than Pokemon tax, and I was like, I can't. I'm not a big Disney person either, so I can't argue. And then some people were saying that Disney tax is different than Star Wars tax, which is probably true. But again, as somebody who is in the Pokemon space, there are a lot of Pokemon things that are grossly overpriced for what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So just going off of the comments you were getting, I do have a friend who commented, because it was either on my story, I reposted it or something. So they sent me a thing talking about this as well. And they did say that though there are less pieces in the Star Wars builds, the pieces themselves are larger. And so even though like the Eevee and the Naboo fighter have similar scale, but the Venator on the bottom right, it's almost 3 feet long compared to the starter trio set. So differences there as well, like size of pieces, size of sets, things like that.
And then another argument,
a lot of factors.
Another argument was you're not supposed to do price per piece anymore. You're supposed to do the weight of the box that it comes in. And I don't think we have. I couldn't handle it anymore. I was like, I'm I'm not buying these. I don't plan on buying these. Even if they were like gifted to me, I don't even think I would put them together. I just have like no appeal of like building Legos. I think they're neat. I think I agree. I think the Pikachu's kind of ugly. I think the Venusaur's a little weird. But when I was like on Lego.com for way too long, because I was like streaming it, and we were just like looking at a bunch of Lego sets, and just seeing what the prices were. For me, I don't even think I like building a Pokemon. I think the Pokemon Center was the most interesting thing, even though it was small. So when I was like looking at all the Lego sets, I was like, Lego to me looks the best when it's like a building.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would agree.
Same. That was actually what I didn't like about these sets. So again, the Pokemon Center and the badge set were the two that I thought were my favorite, because you were building like an item or a building, not like a Pokemon. The reason that these sets don't really work for the way that my kids use Legos is my son specifically, will build something real quick and then take it all down, and then he'll build other stuff with this stuff. And
a very common kid thing to do with Legos.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, and so, but he'll also like mix everything together and then build something completely different out of like multiple sets. And it's like, okay, he's not going to want to just build like a Charizard. If the Charizard was like a minifig or something, that'd be one thing. And then you're building some kind of building or some kind of...
Back to the minifig conversation.
That's the thing, though. The minifigs are really popular and the people love the minifigs. But it is different to be building almost like statues of Pokemon rather than like playable characters or something that you can do stuff with. At least,
well, that's why these are adult sets, Bobby.
That's true. That's right. True. You just build them and display them, which is also absolutely fine before anybody attacks me.
No, so I think there is. Sorry.
Oh,
I think there is something like very cozy sitting down and putting Legos together. I think like it'd be nice to have like a nice warm cup of cocoa, put on some nice tunes, and just build some Legos. I do like the idea, but in practice they are a little pricey, I think. But I don't know. That's not really. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Legos have always been pricey. I think the other thing I have with Legos is like, where am I going to put it? Like, I don't have shelf space for half the stuff in my house.
Take those Pokeballs down behind you.
Oh,
Throw Legos up there instead.
I don't have to build those. I just have to put a battery in it. A couple other final thoughts before we go to break here is that for those that don't know, I did see some comments, especially on the post I made, that like these are already getting these will be scalped and like no one will be able to find these.
Yeah.
I know those aren't people who have probably purchased Legos before. So I do know that Lego always prints to demand. And so like even though the Kanto Trio is sold out on PokemonCenter.com, Lego will print enough to the point where in like 3 months you'll be able to walk into a Lego store or go on Lego.com and pre-order or purchase it. So this isn't going to be like a TCG situation. They will print these to demand. And that doesn't fix the Kanto badge or the Pokemon Center issue. Pokemon Center Lego set issue. Like those will probably be scalped because they are hidden behind like a pre-order bonus or a point system. But like the three main sets, the Eevee, the Pikachu, and the Trio, you'll be able to get them. So like there's no reason why you would need to pay more than $649 for the Trio set unless you missed out on the pre-orders last week and you really wanted them on launch day.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't pay more to get something on launch day. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know that Lego did that because, again, like I've only bought stuff that's like, oh, what's in the store, what's on the shelves. Like, let's just pick something out, right? I've not been hunting down like a specific set for any reason, unless my son somehow saw it online. And it's like, that's the one I want. And I'm like, it's from 2015. Doesn't exist anymore. And now it's like 3 times as much. We can't get that one.
So when Legos increase in price, it's when they do go out of print. Popular Lego sets, they will keep printing some popular. So I do know this as well. I do know that like there's like this dinosaur Lego set. It's like $20. It's like a little dinosaur you can build, and I think probably like 2 minifigs. It's been around for like 10 plus years because it just sells really well. So they just never discontinued it. So there are Lego scalpers or whatever, but they only buy sets when Lego officially says they're discontinuing it, and they will let people know that it's discontinued. So Lego does print to demand. They will continue to print to demand, and then eventually Lego will tell people, we're no longer printing this in, October of 2027. And that's when those scalpers will come in. Then they'll buy the sets, and then they'll wait a year to then flip them for, twice the profit or 3 times the profit. But like that's not going to happen off the bat, with the exception of the mini Pokemon Center and the badge stuff. Like it would be really maybe the people who are scalping Pokemon cards, maybe they don't know any better, and they're going to buy like 3 of these Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaurs, and they're going to be like, why isn't no one paying more than MSRP? It's because you probably have never tried to like resell Lego before. But they would, I guess they would still make the profit off the badges.
I mean, people will still pay more money.
Absolutely, yeah.
There are people out there who will see something online for, $700 instead of $650, but they can get it now and they'll do it. I'm not one of those people, but I'm just saying that there are people out there who will do it.
Yeah. Yeah, they also within the last week showed a new Zelda set, and the Zelda set is more expensive than the Pokemon set if you put the price to piece ratio.
Make another graphic.
I probably instead of the Star Wars fans, I can get the hardcore Nintendo fans arguing.
Exactly.
You probably should, since it's a little close. It's both Nintendo, like they're both under the umbrella of Nintendo. The
Zelda one has minifigs, I think, though.
Well, this is just gonna have the same arguments all over again.
Yeah.
It's the Zelda ones are Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
Related.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm glad people are excited. It's funny too because I know that I talked to a handful of people that were like, oh yeah, I bought it, no hesitation. Like they didn't think it was expensive, or like they've been in the hobby long enough to be like, yep, this is exactly what I expect from Lego, and this is my hobby, and I'm happy to pay those prices. And then you have the rest of the people arguing that the weight of the box is which is maybe true. Again, as soon as this conversation is over, we go to break, I'd never want to think about Lego again.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was one of those things where the prices came up and it was an initial shock of just like, oh, I just didn't expect one of them to be $650, but there was no surprise to it. I wasn't like, this is so unlike, I don't know, any of these giant corporations, Lego, Pokemon, to be so popular and then just make these sets that go for these higher prices. So I don't know. It's not surprising. It was just a little
I think it is
initial
surprising that they
shock.
don't sell these 3 separately. I think that's probably the surprising part.
Do you think that they will not sell these specific ones separately later, but do you think that at some point there will be just a Charizard you can build, just a Blastoise you can build?
I mean, they keep adding more Zelda ones. You know, I think there was new Animal Crossing ones not too long ago, maybe. So like, I feel like if they sell well, they'll probably add some more to these. I don't think they'd do Charizard separately because I don't know, maybe they would,
I
but
don't
I could
know.
see some more Pokemon added.
I don't know.
I think they will. I have to remind myself that commenters on Twitter or Instagram also don't reflect the real world. I think they
Yeah.
will sell. I think they will sell just fine. Remember that Sword and Shield boycott? It really worked. They only sold 26 million copies of Sword and Shield, even though Twitter told me they're not going to buy it.
Those
Could have
dang
sold
trees.
30. Could have sold 30 million if it wasn't for that.
I mean, if, realistically, again, I'm not a huge Lego fan, but if I had to pick between a $649 set or a Switch 2 and a copy of Legends ZA, I would lean towards the Switch 2 personally. You'd still have money left over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would too. I think most people buying this Lego set aren't debating that though.
Yeah, no, I think most people who pulled the trigger, this is their hobby and this is what they like to do. And that's awesome. That's very cool. That is me with some things. Not a lot of things anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Well, now what I do want to see is, because what I have watched a lot over the last now 8 years is like time-lapse videos of Legos being built. Which there's some out there, like some YouTube videos that are really nice. Like it's got some nice like lo-fi music, and then it's just a time-lapse of building like certain sets. So I am excited to see the time-lapse builds of these sets. I can just live vicariously through those other people building the sets instead of buying them myself.
For the listeners that did purchase these, I'm excited to hear about how you built these while listening to the podcast. Put on some lo-fi in the background. Get yourself a nice cup of coffee and have a good time.
Oh, my very last thing before we take a break. I think the last Lego thing I ever built was not even Lego. It was like the nano blocks, and it was like it was like a little Farfetch.
Yeah.
Okay, I have the Charizard nano block.
I have the Farfetch nano block.
Did you build it?
Yeah, it's sitting on a shelf.
Yeah. And then I was like, this is fine, I guess. Like it didn't really bring me a lot of joy to build the nano block Farfetch. It was just tedious.
Yeah, the nano blocks are a bit tedious, honestly.
Yeah,
but
they're small.
Yeah, I know. I never had a chance to build mine because my son saw it and then took it. It was like, I want to build it. So then you can build it.
And did he say, this sucks compared to Lego?
No, he actually does like the nano block stuff as well. He's a fan of building nano block stuff.
Because as a kid, when my parents got me Mega Blocks, I was like, the fake Legos, these suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because Pokemon had the big, deal with Mega Constructs, right? For all these years prior to 2026. And so we have a few of those sets with Pokemon stuff. And yeah, it's fine. But like my kids never mixed it with the Legos, right? Like those two things never went together. It was, you had Mega Constructs and then those went away and then Legos are here and they just you don't mix the two in any way.
Update, I have the Charizard Mega Constructs, not nano block.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we have that as well. Like the big one.
Yeah,
not huge.
It's got like wings that move
got wings
around.
with the fabric.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, then next time we will talk about Lego is probably when they announce the non-adult 18+ scandalous sets. I don't even know what those will be. Maybe they'll have
Nicolumio's Tower. That'd be fun.
More buildings. if you're listening, Lego, and don't already have these planned out,
Oh,
more
they have these
buildings.
planned.
I know they do.
Maybe like not a mini Pokemon Center and like a big Pokemon Center
That would be nice.
with a minifig of Pokemon Center lady.
Yeah, that's what I was really hoping for, were minifigs of like the trainers or some, at least the trainers, if not, because I didn't think they'd do minifigs of all the Pokemon, obviously.
Sure.
But just minifigs of the trainers would have been cool.
I'll be back in if they make an Incineroar minifig.
That's a very, very
That'll get me.
specific demand.
All right, let's take a break. We got some more news when we come back, including BDSP. This show just keeps getting better and better. We'll be right back. And we are back from our break to talk about everyone's favorite game, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I don't even know how many people knew that this was an issue. I think you would definitely know this was an issue if you were still playing Brilliant. Well, one, you would have to have a Switch 2. And
Right.
2, you would have to be like hunting Darkrai or Shaman. Well, you don't really need to do it for Shaman. Giratina, Darkrai, Arceus, Heatran.
So 12 people knew.
Yeah,
about
so
this
12 people
situation.
knew.
Yeah.
There was an issue where when you booted up Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl on the Switch 2, the game would just crash. It would just error out, give you a black screen, and say you must restart the software. I want to remind people still defend this game. They still say like, "Oh, I like this game." I want to remind everyone, when this game came out, it didn't even work. They had to send out an emergency update because half the people who bought it, it just wouldn't even start up. It went to a black
feature,
screen.
not a bug. It was trying to save the people from playing the game.
Anyways, they didn't actually update the game, which is not the surprising part here. I really didn't think, like, there is still an issue. I don't know if people know this. The brick to money cost in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, very bad. I don't know if people know this, but there's still an issue in Legends Arceus where if you transferred a shiny Giratina over from Pokemon Home into the game, which you're allowed to do, obviously, nothing is stopping you from moving your shiny Giratina over to play with. Not that there's a lot to do after you beat that game, but you could. If you move your shiny Giratina over, and I believe you use the move Phantom Force.
Yes.
Yes, that's the move.
Whole game crashes. It's very easy to you could reproduce this right now. It just transfer your shiny Giratina over, go into any single battle, and by what I mean battle, I mean wild Pokemon, because there are no trainers in that game. And then just hit the move Phantom Force, and your game will crash. This has been an issue since they allowed Pokemon Home to transfer over to Legends Arceus, and they have never fixed it. And so when Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl were crashing on the Switch 2, which affected me because I'm only missing one. I have every shiny Pokemon from Gen 1 through 4, except for Arceus. There's only one way to get Arceus, and I hate software setting. But I do like 10 software sets a day because it's the only one I'm missing from Gen 1 to Gen 4. It would crash about... I'm being generous here, but maybe like 3 out of 10 resets it would crash. It would just kick me back. They did not update Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. They updated a the system software to 21.2.0, which then resolved the issue with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. And on top of that, they also fixed Cats on Duty with the following firmware. So I'm glad
really happy about that.
I'm glad that BDSP and Cats on Duty both got updated at the same time. For anyone that's like, oh, Cats on Duty sounds like a play on Call of Duty, you'd be wrong. It's not. I looked this up. It is a ripoff of Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh.
But also it's like 8-bit.
So
Okay.
all good things. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's made by a Russian developer. So 3 for 3.
Well, if anyone's been waiting to play it since it was broken, now's your time.
I don't. When I checked the day, when did I'm reading Nintendo Everything article. This was January 13th, so 5 days ago. When I checked 5 days ago, because I was like, "Ooh, Cats on Duty. I need to see what that is." It was not on sale, but they should have put it on sale.
They should have.
Really? Should have.
Because everyone now is thinking, "Ooh, Cats on Duty. That sounds fun."
What's MSRP for Cats on Duty? Is it a $60 game? Or
No,
is
I think
okay.
it was either 15 or 20. I don't remember what it was up there.
Okay. So
Yeah, it was either 15 or
doable.
20.
When I first heard about this problem in BDSP, I tried to replicate it. I couldn't, but I also don't know if I tried enough. It felt like I did at least 10, but maybe I didn't. But I didn't have any crash issues. It was right when you booted up the game, right? Like you couldn't even get into the game.
It was before it got to title screen. It would crash.
Yeah, I didn't try hard enough, maybe, but I didn't care to play the game, so I was.
I have plenty of video footage.
Okay, no, I believe it happened. Absolutely, I believe it happened.
Austin's over here like, I don't believe anybody.
Yeah, Austin
BDSP is such a good game. Nothing could ever go
Joe
wrong.
Sarumi over here being like, "What do you do to your Switch?" I didn't do
How do you
anything,
break
Joe.
it like that? I don't know. A lot of people have problems that mine seems to not have sometimes. So.
Yeah, I think Joe said that
lucky.
he never got kicked out of a raid before, and I was like, "Oh, I get kicked out of raids like weekly in Scarlet and Violet
all the time."
He also asked if you dumped your Switch in a bathtub.
But I really think it's a playtime thing. I doubt that like someone like Sarah Joe is doing like 30 raids an evening.
That is true.
From what his Twitter shows, he does it solo, and he does it once, and he's like, "Okay, I got that done," and then he probably goes back to playing Cafe Remix. Like I'm sitting there doing 30 plus raids. Also, by the way, Charizard is in 7-star raids again. If you need this Charizard, I think that's like the one Pokemon probably most people don't need since it already came back before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, BDSP fixed.
And Cats on Duty.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get the third DLC for Scarlet and Violet anytime now. Right? First they'll fix Giratina in Legends Arceus. Then they did BDSP first. Now they'll fix Legends Arceus, and then the third DLC for Scarlet and Violet will be around the corner. You know what is around the corner? The London Natural History Museum Pokemon event. This is off artnews.com. Pokemon pop-up tickets are sold out. This pop-up event will be January 26th to April 19th inside the museum's Cranbourne Boutique. The calibration themed by Pokeology, an illustrated guide to Pokemon ecology, includes exclusive merchandise designed around the overlap between the Pokemon universe and the museum's scientific collections, including apparel, stationery, enamel pins, art prints, and an oversized Pikachu at the museum collector card distributed with purchases.
So this is themed off of the book that's already come out in Japan and going to be released internationally, because isn't that what the book is called?
Yeah, Pokeology,
an illustrated guide to Pokemon ecology.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's cool. I do hope that they have better luck with everything than Amsterdam did. There is an exclusive Pikachu plush to this. So, but there's no card associated, no TCG card associated with it, right? Or is there?
I thought there was a card,
but not like. Sorry, I think there may be a card, but it's not like a full illustration rare based off of like the Van Gogh one.
Yes, yeah, there's none of that. I am looking. and the whole thing is booked out from January to April. The article did not
Eesh.
lie. There's not a single ticket from now until April. The whole thing is sold out. The main reason I included this article in the show is because GoFest is going to be in Chicago, and about 2 weeks before GoFest is in Chicago, the Fossil Museum is going to be there. And I don't know how big this museum is, and I don't know what the spots are for this museum, but being sold out for 4 months straight is a little surprising, I think, for the event, because the Amsterdam event didn't I remember looking at tickets for the Amsterdam event, and you could get tickets like a week after, like as long as you gave it a week ahead of time, you could get tickets to that. This is all sold out. I think I just want to point out to people, and I don't know if this is gonna be true or not, but this event has sold out, and Chicago is a very big city, and that museum is very big. I've been to the Field Museum 3-4 times in my life. It's a gorgeous museum, worth going to. Spend a whole day there. But if your plan was, oh, I'm just going to get to GoFest a day early to go to the museum, not original. Everyone has that plan. It is very likely, and again, I don't know if this is true or not, it is very likely that week that you think you're going to do GoFest and do the museum, probably the worst week to maybe go to that museum. I'm just saying, maybe you will get tickets, maybe you'll get in, but I don't even think a day or two before or after is going to be enough.
Right.
Yeah, so many people are going to do that.
I mean, there are so many people who don't have the option otherwise, right? Like, they're not going to be able to travel to Chicago again.
Twice, right.
To go to the museum separately. So they're going to try to fit it all in the same trip. Yeah.
The Field Museum, I don't know how big the Natural History Museum in UK. I don't know how big that. I also don't know what the cost is. You know, maybe the Field Museum is charging $30. I don't even know if you can get tickets for that now.
Yeah. Well, okay. With the Field Museum, with the fossil exhibit, that's just in the Field Museum, right? So you don't have to pay extra. You just have to pay to get into the Field Museum. And then you can experience that exhibit once you're in there. Which
that exhibit should be a separate cost.
It is a separate cost?
It should be, because when they did the Harry Potter thing, that was a separate cost too.
Really? But do you still have to get access to the Field Museum as well? So you have to pay twice?
I'm not sure of. Field Museum itself is $30. Unless you are from Chicago, then it's $21. And also if you are from Illinois, it is free on Wednesdays if you're an Illinois resident.
Oh, that's nice.
But they have nothing. It just says coming soon when I look at it. It opens on May 22nd. It is on their website, but yeah, nothing about prices. Maybe the event is bigger. There's more space. They'll be able to fit more people. I'm sure there's no coincidence here that the Field Museum is opening 2 weeks before GoFest, right? Like,
right.
Yeah.
I would also like to mention there is a music festival happening at the same time as GoFest in Chicago as well.
Perfect.
So it's gonna kind of maybe be messy.
I mean, Chicago's the third biggest city in the United States. There's a lot always happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to the UK, the Natural History Museum, I will say, looking online right now, it does look like that exhibit. So I don't know if it's because you have to pay to get into the Natural History Museum, which I'm sure you do, but the Pokemon exhibit specifically, it says it's free, but booking required. So it doesn't, because of that, it doesn't really surprise me that it is booked out, because there's no cost to it. So no one had to pay anything to just book time.
I can confirm for the Fossil Museum, it says required add-on ticket. So it looks like you're going to have to pay the $30 plus.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. Then you add on. Yeah. When you go through the entrance, I remember doing that a couple years ago when I went. There was like, oh, there's all these add-ons if you want to go to these specific the different things that are going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Field Museum
So
is an
that's
all-day thing.
expensive.
I suppose if
yeah.
you could just go for the Pokemon thing and then walk out, I think you're doing a huge disservice to yourself not to.
I would agree.
Yeah, don't do that.
You might as well sit there and you might as well enjoy all of it. You're there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe go Pokemon first or something so you make sure you get through it if you want to do that.
Yeah.
But make sure to spend some time there because there's a lot of really interesting stuff at the Field Museum.
Yeah. I don't think that should be skipped. I do know the Fossil Museum is in its last stop in Japan. So it will be there until the end of April before it moves over to Chicago. So if you're one of the 20 Japanese listeners of this podcast, well, it's been in Japan for 3+ years, so you probably already saw it. I'm sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know how for going back to the Natural History Museum, since it was free and you pick your you can enter the museum up to 15 minutes before your pop-up entry time and continue to explore afterwards. I don't know if there's like a standby line for people who just don't show up.
Yeah,
I feel like your cancellations have to be high if somebody booked March 30th or something, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I don't want to go anymore.
Right. It does say, so it says tickets to the Pokemon Natural History Museum pop-up shop experience are now sold out. There won't be any more ticket releases, but you can check back for any relisted tickets. So maybe you just keep checking the website, and if people, like you said, if people can't cancel between now and then, you might be able to find something pop up. But otherwise, yeah, it looks like it's sold out. I mean, it starts tomorrow, right? It starts tomorrow as we.
Yeah.
Oh no, it starts next week. It starts Monday, January 26th. So
in 1 week.
In 1 week. So.
But also, I think of like how many people are traveling out to EUIC. I don't know where this museum is in relation to EUIC, but it would be nice to be like, oh, cool. Like just like people traveling out to Chicago would be like, oh, cool. I want to do the fossil thing. I'm only here for 4 days. Oh, it's I guess it's sold out. So knowing that this is sold out, it hasn't even started, and EUIC would be like what 4 days for people to be in that area, and be like, oh well, I guess I'm not going to this.
Gotta check for those relisted tickets between now and February when EUIC happens.
Yeah, I'm sure there's enough to do at EUIC though. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So sorry, what actually is this museum? I know so it's themed on Pokemon ecology.
Yes.
That's okay. So
from
do they
what I looked up some of the merch, and a lot of it is like blown up prints of the artwork in the book. I don't know if that's what the exhibit is, but that's what some of the merch is. So I'm wondering.
Yeah, I'm a little also, I guess I'm a little confused. It's a pop-up shop, right? It's not like an exhibit. It's not that there's like a natural.
That there's an exhibit.
Okay, so it is just blown up
shop.
prints and journals and stuff.
That is odd to me.
Maximum group size 4. Children and adult tickets are required, including babies. Tickets are free and include museum entry. Arrive 10 minutes before your time slot.
Well, for all the Tropius fans out there, there is a Tropius pin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did see that there was a Tropius pin.
No, general admission entry tickets to the museum do not give you access to the pop-up shop. You need to book tickets for the pop-up shop separately. I have a Pokemon ticket. Do I need a museum? Your ticket for the pop-up shop will permit access to the rest of the museum's free galleries after you exit the shop until our closing time. You have access until the museum until 10 minutes in advance of your shop entry. If you want to come into the museum much earlier, you must book a museum general admission ticket. Much of the product range will be available on our online shop starting on Monday, January 26th, and a select range will be available on Pokemon Center UK official online store. So
maybe you don't need to go if it's just for...
Which then is very confusing. Why did this sell out if you could just order it online?
Because people like to have an experience, you know. I
desperate for anything over there, anything Pokemon.
And it does also look like like you said, Austin, the merch it's an overlap between Pokemon and the museum's collections. But there is a card as well, Pikachu at the museum. But it says here it's an oversized card.
Yes. I think that's what I read in the original press release.
Okay. So it's not it's one of those like jumbo ones that you would get like in a box set.
The bad ones.
The bad ones. Yeah, the ones that because nobody likes to collect because they're too big.
I mean, maybe that's smart for scalping purposes.
Yeah. I don't think that these would be scalped in the same way a regular TCG card would be scalped, for sure.
None of this merch looks that great. I'm just being honest.
I like the Pikachu. I like the Pikachu plush. I think it's cute. It's attached to. It's like a pillow.
I think some of the journals are good, but I'd never use them.
Yeah, the journals were good with the Amsterdam one too. And I bought one, but then I just gave it to.
Didn't use it.
I think I gave it to my wife or something because I was like, I'm not using it.
I'm not writing anything down. All right. Let's take another break. I'm sure as we get closer and closer to the Fossil Museum stuff, we'll have more details of how that nightmare ticketing system will work.
Yeah, we'll know in 2 weeks. Or I guess in a week and a couple days.
All right, we'll be right back. And we are back from our break. Pokemon TCG Pocket Deluxe EX packs returned for January 2026. From now until January 29th, players will once again be able to access this limited time booster, which will guarantee at least one card of Diamond 4 rarity or higher, including special variants from the game's A Series booster packs. That's it. It's back.
I wonder what's happening.
Next topic. All right, moving on.
I wonder what's happening on January 29th that this would end on that day.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Would that be the new set?
Yeah, we're probably going to get a new set on January 29th or January 30th.
Okay, I guess the discussion is did Mega Evolution did Mega Evolution just completely fall flat? And they were like, quick, let this run for 2 weeks. There's no rhyme or reason that this would just... It's not even on Pokemon.com right now. And it came out 3 days ago.
Yeah. It is very odd that they just threw this out there. I mean, to be fair, Crimson Blaze was a very small set. So I think a lot of people were able to maybe just use a couple 10 packs and complete the whole regular set. It did not take much to do that. And yes, this was what Mythical Island was last year, but I think the game was in a bit of a different space last year at this time. So maybe people weren't pulling on packs as often and they just kind of went, hey, let's hit the Deluxe Pack EX button and bring this back. It's very odd because they've already said that come summer, you're going to add the cards that you already have in your older sets to the Deluxe Pack EX collection.
Didn't they say, hey, we heard that you guys didn't like this, so we'll fix it by the end of next year?
Yeah. Yeah. In an update in like late next year. Yeah. So it is odd that they're bringing it back. I will say I have not been opening Deluxe Pack EX again, even though I'm missing about 60 cards from the set, just because I really don't like the just pulling 4 cards from a pack, and
I don't
one
like
being
actually opening packs.
I mean, that's one thing, right? But no, I've just been pulling on other stuff instead because I don't know. It's all cards we've been seeing for a year. I don't want to go back and see more of the same. I'd rather pull on the packs that are newer and try to get more rare stuff instead of pulling on old cards.
Yeah, my opinion hasn't changed. I don't like this set.
Yeah.
It feels, I don't want to say it feels pointless, but I'd rather open other stuff.
It's a great set if you either weren't able to complete stuff from Series A or you're newer to TCG Pocket, and now you don't have to. Now you have the opportunity to pull all of these EX cards from
Okay.
one set rather than and you're guaranteed to pull an EX card every time you open a pack versus having to maybe pull a specific EX card from one specific set from last year. So there are reasons why this works, and for the completionists out there, I'm sure they're very happy to have it back if they weren't able to complete it last time. Now they get their 2 weeks here to spend all the money and try to complete this set. But, and this just makes me think, okay, well, now are they just going to bring it back every couple months throughout the year? Like,
They probably
I
saw
don't
that
know.
they were losing to Love in Deep Space,
Yeah.
and they were like, we need to stay in the top five grossing gotcha games. You can't possibly
Maybe.
lose to ZZZ.
I guess it does. I guess it doesn't hurt at all that, like, what were they going to do last time this year? They just waited until the end of January before the next set released.
Mm-hmm.
So if nothing else, there's just another option if people want to pull on those packs. Or was there anything when Deluxe Pack EX came out last time? Was there anything else that went away when it went away?
No,
Or was
Deluxe
it just
Pack EX was the first one to go away.
Okay, but no missions went away. Nothing else went away with it when it was removed.
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I remember.
Yeah. So I guess it's just trying to complete the set. All those reverse hollows.
Well, it goes till what, the 29th?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we get a new set on the 29th, and that takes us to the end of February, which is the Pokemon Day, and then we get another set.
Yeah, and I assume if they just continue like they did last year, we end up with a 2-pack art set at the end of January.
Hear me out. For Pokemon Day, Deluxe Pack 2.
Don't give them ideas. No more Deluxe Pack EX.
They're just gonna pull a cafe remix. They're just gonna shut down the app and
Deluxe
then call
Pack
it
remix too.
Pokemon TCG Pocket EX.
Oh, please no.
Pokemon Masters EX.
There is also a drop event happening right now that I believe also goes until the 29th, and it's a Mega Latios EX card. It's just like the Mareep one we had a couple weeks ago. So yeah, go do your battles, turn on auto, just go through your battles and get to rip open a pack one card at a time.
I might do it. I'll update y'all later.
I've been doing it. I've been doing the Mega Latios. I'm actually, okay, this is one thing I learned, that people who've been playing the game a lot over the last couple months already know, but the challenges are different for like the expert level of the drop event. Like for this one, you have to put like 12 Crimson Blaze cards in your deck in order to beat one of the tasks. And you have to use Mega Pokemon to beat one of the tasks. And so they did change up the tasks a bit. It's not just beat this 20 times, beat this 10 times. There are different tasks, and it does make it a little bit like you do have to change your deck around a little bit if you're going between like beginner to expert. But The other thing that's not new, but it's new as of this series, is you can get a ticket to basically purchase one of the promo cards. So there's a shop, and the 5 promo cards that are available right now are in the shop, and they do cost one special ticket, like one of these special tickets that you can get through missions, and then you can buy one of the promo cards. So if you pulled 4 of them and then you have one of the tickets, you can just buy the 5th. You don't have to like keep pulling to try to pull the 5th. You can buy the 5th one. So there are more options out there for collecting them versus just battling the CPU 20 times to try to get the 5 cards.
So it's a DNA game at the end of the day. Pokemon Masters battle 20 times to get your soda pops or whatever you need, and this game the same. I just don't think I like that form of playing.
That's fair.
It's repetitive. Nothing else.
Maybe I just have a phone addiction where people are like, just put it on auto battle. And it's like, but if I leave the app, it pauses.
This is why you got to put it on your iPad. Auto battle there while you're on your phone.
Good call. Then I have to charge my iPad. This is off Sora News. I was thinking about this last night because there are a lot of Pokemon articles that only make it to Sora News, which is like an English website that brings you Japanese/Asian news.
Mm-hmm.
And we've used Sora News a ton of times. But last night while I was prepping notes for the show, I was like, I want to throw in something that's like fun, that isn't like BDSP or museum ticket sales selling out. I want something fun and zany for the show this week. And then when I was reading it, I was like, how do I know that Sora News isn't like tabloid content?
Sure.
Like I don't know
like
if
the
it's
Daily Mail, but
yeah.
Japan.
I don't know what the reputation here of Sora News is. No one else has reported on this brilliant article I'm about to read, and I think it's fun. But I can't help but think, is this like low hanging fruit website? Like, I don't know. They're still using the Twitter logo, so I'm actually into that.
Yeah, that's good.
They haven't updated it. Anyways, Pokeball cakes are here for a limited time to celebrate the Pokemon's 30th anniversary. See? No one else is reporting on this. Who else is... Well, number one, who's reporting on Pokemon cakes to the 30th anniversary? 2, what podcast is reporting that this small, maybe weirdly niche website is reporting on this? You're only getting that here. Some websites, Twitters, podcasts are talking about possible new Eevee evolutions. That ain't happening. Pokeball cakes in Japan. That is.
You don't think the Lego Eevee had anything hinting? There was no hints there?
Yeah, Lego Eevee is now the new hint that a Lego Eevee, that a new Eevee evolution is coming. Also, can we just talk about real quick, 10 seconds. Last year was the year of Eevee on Pokemon Center, and then on this podcast I said, yeah, it's year of Eevee on Pokemon Center. We're not getting a new Eevee, even though like a bunch of YouTubers desperate to pay their bills using Eevee content are like, there's gonna be a new Eevee this year because it's the year of Eevee. That didn't happen. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, and now that Pokemon Center randomly released a bunch of Eevee plushes after the year of Eevee was over. I thought it was just like ironically really funny.
Yeah.
That's because this year is the year that they're going to do a new evolution, and so they need to.
So they needed a full year to prep you.
Real quick, I do think the year of Eevee didn't really feel like a year of Eevee, even in the merch category. Like, I don't feel like there was a whole lot.
No, there wasn't.
I thought there'd be more.
It was prismatic evolutions, right?
It was
the
like,
year of Eevee was to be like, and now we have
a couple months.
Eevee set.
I bet Okay, so if you go to PokemonCenter.com, there's like EV bags. Yes, I know I have a Midwestern accent. I say bags funny. There's the plushes with the little scarves. I bet all this stuff was supposed to come out last year.
Maybe. I don't know what would have delayed it though. Tariffs?
Tariffs.
I don't think.
They decided to opt for the boat instead of the plane.
I guess so.
Took time to get here. Maybe they go with the Lunar New Year, and then technically it's still the year of Eevee until February.
They had coasters. They're all sold out. $10 for a coaster is kind of a lot of money. They're fabric coasters.
Fabric coasters?
Oh no!
$10 for a coaster?
Yeah. Wait, how many do you get?
All right, make a coaster comparison infographic. I want to see the coaster.
You want me to compare
fans.
them to other coasters, or you want me to compare them to the ventilator from Star Wars?
I have the Pikmin coasters. I think those were like $20.
This coaster's $10, but this
yeah, but
Star Wars set is $650.
Think of how many coasters.
How is that for your Pokemon tax?
Okay, $10 for a singular cloth coaster is highway Pokemon tax robbery. Also, this doesn't even look like a coaster. It looks like an oven mitt.
When we're talking about cake balls?
Yeah. Sorry. Back to the delightful good news off our Japanese tabloid website.
What is happening right
now? On sale of January 15th, the Pokemon Milk Harbor Monty Blanc are made from enticing sweet cakes, condensed milk and honey mixed into dough prior to baking, and filled with a chestnut paste enhanced Anko. It's just a sweet bean paste. Each individually packaged. Oh, I hate that Japan does this. They love to like individually packaged. Actually, I'm getting off topic again. Let me rant here. You know what I hate? I hate going to the store and getting like the bag of mini Kit Kats or mini Twix and then opening it up, and then all of those are individually wrapped.
Oh yeah.
All I want to do is at 3 a.m. sit in the dark, not being able to sleep, and I just want to eat mini Kit Kats. And the fact that I have to unwrap each Kit Kat is delaying my depression and my satisfaction of just eating Kit Kats. I don't want to.
And you have 7,000 Kit Kat wrappers on your bed.
Yeah, then you have all the wrappers. It's not exciting like opening Pokemon cards and then looking at all the wrappers. I just want to open the bag and just eat the Kit Kats. I don't want to unwrap each one.
You know what you could do, which is what I did, thanks to, I think it was a comment on the YouTube or maybe in the Slack. I went and bought the Juicy Nerds gummy clusters.
Are they good?
They're great. There are not enough in a bag. There are not enough in a bag because they're bigger.
Yeah,
so they take up more space.
Okay.
But it's basically a gusher in the middle of a Nerds gummy cluster.
That sounds awesome.
Just go buy those and forget about the Kit Kats that are wrapped too many times. To your point though, Steve, those Kit Kats and all those candies where they wrap them inside of a big bag should only be available right before Halloween, so they can be passed out as Halloween candy. And then on November 1st, hit them with the 75% off, and then they should not be available the rest of the year.
I don't think capitalism would allow that to happen.
Okay, cake balls, Pokeball cakes.
Each individually packaged. Maybe this is why I don't like Hershey Kisses. I don't want to unwrap each Hershey Kiss.
I'm never gonna get through this article.
Think about it. I hope that this article is thought-provoking on how people eat cake balls. Each is individually packaged in a wrapper illustrated with a starter Pokemon from the franchise's various regions. There's also a 5-piece box with additional cute paper covering. Note, there are actually 6 different individual wrap combinations contained randomly in box sets, so it's not possible to obtain them all without buying at least 2 boxes. It's almost like they do that with their video games as well. So there's these individual Pokemon Milk Harbor whatever cakes are 173 yen, which right now is $1.15 USD.
Make the graphic.
How do these compare to coasters and to Star Wars Lego sets?
You might as well add Kit Kats to it too.
What's your Kit Kat to Pokemon Milk Harbor ratio? Do we do it by pieces or do we do it by weight?
You do it by how many of the wrapped ones are in the big bag. So like how many individual Kit Kats per bag, price that out versus.
I think that's usually done by weight.
Is it not done by pieces? Okay.
I mean, it would be the same either way, probably.
Lego covers, yeah. Okay.
A five box is 864 yen. 1 yen less than buying 5 pieces individually. They're available at Arake standalone shops, department stores, and through their online store. They're technically limited time because of the 30th anniversary, but they will be on sale all year through the end of December. So I guess if you're going to Japan anytime this year, try to find these. I don't know if I really like bean paste in general. I don't know if I found a bean paste that I like.
Yeah.
I don't believe I've had it before, but it looks tasty.
I don't know. My wife's a big fan. I've never really been a fan of bean paste.
It looks good. The picture makes it looks good.
Yeah.
Have you had Tokyo Banana? Tokyo Banana's pretty good.
I have not. What is Tokyo Banana?
Your wife could probably. I guarantee you, your wife knows exactly what Tokyo Banana is.
Probably. I don't know. She was there long enough.
To get off topic from these cakes one more time, I would love to hear everybody who still has their Mew Oreo. I wonder how that's holding up, if it's doing well. Have you broken it out of the casing yet? Your graded case yet? Let me know.
Do you have one?
No. That's why I love to hear everybody else's stories, because I don't have one.
I think I have an unsealed thing of Pokemon Oreos somewhere in the house. That's not good. That I shouldn't. The fact that I don't know where it is.
Unsealed or sealed?
Sorry, sealed.
I was like, is it? That's not good.
I don't know how long they'll last, but
Oreos compared to the Tic Tacs or the
right.
But Oreos, I could just rip open the package and I could just keep eating. If they individually wrapped Oreos, no, thank you.
That would be wild if they individually wrapped Oreos. No, I gotta be able to eat the whole sleeve, like one go. You just shove them all in your mouth.
Yeah, the Oreos are like the perfect 3 a.m. depression food. Like I did
keep my BDSP Capri Sun for a long time.
Wait, excuse me?
There was BDSP
Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl Capri Suns. You didn't talk about this on the podcast?
I don't know.
It was a Capri Sun, but it had Dialga and Palkia on it.
So did you keep it sealed, or did you
sealed?
Suck it dry?
No, you sealed it. I didn't open. I left one unopened. Like I never poked the straw in there, but I got rid of it.
Like the Star Wars Coke can, or maybe they were Pepsi. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think they were Pepsi.
I think they were Pepsi.
The one from Disney?
No. Before Disney bought Star Wars. It was for the Phantom Menace. You probably weren't even alive yet, Austin.
Probably not.
No, yeah, this was like.
I thought you were talking about like the space Cokes that we had.
From Disney.
Yeah, that's what I thought you
meant.
I was like, the Star Wars, those definitely Coke.
Yeah.
I didn't keep the space Coke from Disneyland.
You didn't? Yeah, it was in such a cool bottle.
It wasn't a cool bottle, but I didn't have room for my luggage. No, remember I had all that Eevee merch that the Pokemon Company gave me, and I couldn't even fit that in my luggage. And I was like, Bobby, you like Eevee? And you were like, yeah, my kids love Eevee. And I was like, here's a bunch of merch.
Yep.
I pay Bobby primarily in rejected Pokemon merch on this show.
Pokemon merch.
Bobby, welcome to my glamorous hotel room that the Pokemon Company paid for. Pick out what you would like. Take a chair with you. No, I couldn't.
So these cakes have a Pokeball design. so,
Thanks for listening this week, everyone. That's all we actually had. I was trying to keep this a little bit shorter since it's a Grookey Community Day going on right now. That being said, if you would like to give me $5 a month, and then I will turn that into Pokemon merch that I will give to Bobby, you can sign up at patreon.com/PKMNcast. There were quite a handful of new signups at the start of the month, which I'm always worried at the start of the month because, again, I think people like start of the new year, they like to sign up for the gym, cancel their Netflix. And so there usually is a dip in cancellations at the start of the month, but there was actually quite a few signups this month. So thank you. If you do sign up, you get ad-free episodes. You get access to the Slack. You get access to Austin's Dream World in Animal Crossing. You get the longer episodes, which if you are on the premium feed, stick around. We're going to talk more Pokemon Center stuff, more coaster talk. If 2 people sign up for the Patreon, we can get 1 EV coaster. Think about that.
Worth.
To
and
split between the 3 of us.
Yes, the 3 of us. We'll cut it. We'll cut it into pieces, and then we'll individually wrap each piece that we cut up. If you're not on the premium feed, thank you for making it to the end. Comment on YouTube your favorite coaster, and we will comment, like, subscribe on YouTube. And we will see you guys next week. Again, on the premium feed, stick around for the bonus segment. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Bobby. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
super effective.
Super cake pops or whatever they are. I don't know. The cakes.
The cakes. Oh my gosh. Can't really tell because the statue or the thing around it has both yellow and blue colors.
The belly does look yellow though.
Okay.
The next thing
yeah,
they show,
and it's got like the bass guitar strumming on it, so it is the yellow one.
Was that low or high?